Welcome to the Inner Flame podcast where stardust meets the body. We this week are looking at July 13th through the 19th, and I would just like to debut my new chopped cut. Felt like I needed to get rid of dead energy. I needed a refresh. And those moments when you're like, oh, I really want to do this, but I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. Or you do it and you're like, oh, that was a mistake. I don't feel that at all. I feel so refreshed with this that there hasn't been much of oh, I shouldn't have done that. I miss pulling my hair up. I'm loving this. I feel refreshed, and I think that was what I really needed. And I think that's something that the energy that I'm feeling for this week is like a refreshment, okay? Let's get into it. Let's just get into the whole week here. It actually feels very grounded, what's being offered to us, right? This energy of being able to be grounded. And I don't know if there's I almost feel like maybe there's this push pull, it's paradoxical. It feels like positive and negative, consciousness, subconscious, but at the same time, it feels like something is calling us to not get stuck in either, but to allow ourselves to be, to anchor. And that's actually one of my words for this year is anchor. And we start at the beginning of the week with this call to again, slow down, time in nature. And what's really interesting is we just went we went fishing this morning. We got up not super early, but we got up early and we went fishing. And it was just so nice. There was another gentleman with his two young boys. There were other families. There were people out on the water. And I just felt so at peace, so at peace. And then we were like, all right, let's head home. And then I was like, actually, let's drive in the mountains. And so we just took a drive and did the back roads, off-roading roads, and just enjoyed our time. And then my kids were like, let's go hiking tomorrow. So I think we are going to be doing that. But this is this week is really urging us. And I'm not sure what I'm getting. Maybe I'm getting that, this week might feel like there's a lot coming at us. Maybe there's a lot of information that might be coming at us in our macro world. It could even be our micro world. Maybe there's a lot that is just trying to be processed. And again, it reminds me of Hemera. We can't really metabolize our lives when we're just go, 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 go. So this at the beginning of the week is how can we really just allow ourselves to kind of be at peace, be outside, reconnect with and I hate saying that because I feel like it sounds so cliche, but it's the truth. This is get out of what you normally do, get out of your own neighborhood, go stick your feet in water, go fishing, go hiking, go for a walk. Be out where there's not all this, noise. It was crazy feeling such a difference from being on the lake where it was just so peaceful to then getting on the road and it was just car. And I was like, ugh. Already I was like, ugh. I didn't like it. But this is really a call for our health. And again, what I wrote with the goddess Hemera is, for us to really be able to process our lives, we need time to slow down, to do nothing, to not be looking at our phones, to not be over inundated. I feel like this is just a call back to simplicity. What would you do if you did not have your phone or your laptop or your TV? And go do that. Okay. And again, I feel like we have some kind of upgrade going on here. And it's weird because we're definitely in this upgrade period, right? If you have been following me for a while, My friend Amanda and I have even done a talk on this about how we both, I can't remember what it's called, like the Grand Cross, I think, in astrology, or human design, not human, is it human design? Gene Keys. I can't remember. Don't quote me because it's not my zone or my expertise, but we both were like, we really feel, or at least what I channeled is that we're in this massive transformation time period, and I don't think that we're really going to start seeing a lot until like 2028 to 2030. And that can feel like, oh my God, that's such a long time. But at the same time, it's like, how do we support ourselves during this time? Okay. And so while we're in this big transformation time period, we're still going to have these like upgrades, you know, in this space. And I feel like this is one of those upgrades where it's like, and what it's so interesting too is that we see so much friction still. And I am seeing it, firsthand, how much we keep ourselves so busy that we do not have time to just do the things that we love to do. And it really is glaring that the concept of being is so foreign to us. How do I embody abundance just by going hiking, right? How do I make money when I'm not in front of the computer, or I'm not on my phone, or I'm not working, or I'm not with people, right? And I feel like there's this tension and this friction to really let go, like really, really let go of that. And it does. It feels like it's like a jolt to the nervous system because we don't quite know how to do that, what that looks. And I think this is just practice. This is practice time. Sorry, I'm going to take a drink of my water here. So by the middle of the week, it's really interesting because we have hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. How do we do that? Right? Like, how do we look a little bit deeper? There's a lot that's going to, I think, be surfacing here. Maybe some truths that we either don't want to look at, haven't looked at. And again, this is where like that subconscious part of us is kind of living and existing. And we are kind of playing with that a little bit because we are looking at this part of ourself that, I guess the question is like, can I feel abundant by living my life joyfully, by doing the things that I want to do, by not allowing myself to get overwhelmed with what has to be done? Because this is the fates card, but this is our destiny, right? Like this is what's in store for us to really, truly embody, live, I was thinking about this today, actually. It's like, oh my gosh, like what would we be doing if we didn't have to make money? Like, just think about that. What would you be like? I just already, it's like, you feel like you can breathe. And right now, so much of what we know is wrapped up in how we make money, or our worth, or our abundance is how we make money. It is not associated with joy, right? And so I think I really think that that's another thing this week that is going to be coming up. It's like, and I almost want you to not even associate the two, but like, how can you really feel abundant just being joyful? And how can that shift? I just feel like there's going to be some kind of big, and I maybe shouldn't even say big because I don't know if it's going to be like in your face big, but it does feel like there's something that's kind of coming up or unfurling, unfolding for us to really be starting to let go of the pressure of making money. So that seems to be the middle of the week here, okay? And I think I saw something the other day that I really liked, and I took a picture of it. It's very sexy of you to stop forcing and let your destiny find you. And I really like that. It's very sexy of you to stop forcing and let your destiny find you. I don't know who that's by or who to give credit to because there's no name, but I really, really liked that. It's very sexy of you to stop forcing and let your destiny find you. And I think that's kind of like where we are, right? Like lost wisdom, hidden secrets, right? Look a little deeper, allowing this stuff to kind of bubble to the surface without forcing it. And I think we get so stuck in that pattern of like, I've got to make it work, I've got to make it work, I've got to make it work, I've got to make it work. And I cannot stress this enough. Like, we are going from production, human doing, to human being. And you're going to find that you are more abundant when you let go. And it sounds it sounds, counterproductive, it sounds contradictory, but it really isn't. And I think that it seems so foreign, right? So by the middle of the week, I want you to start thinking about like, okay, what is coming up for me? What are some deeper truths that are like, that just want to be maybe witnessed, not judged, but just witnessed? And where can you allow your destiny to have room? And that might be like, I don't know, because I don't even know what that frickin' means. Like, how do I let my destiny find me? Okay, then let's just start by finding joy without feeling the pressure of making money, because I feel like for some reason that feels like a big theme right now. Oh, I can't do that, I've got to make money. Oh, I can't do that, I've got to make money. Oh, I can't do that, I've got to make money. This is like, no, how can we really find joy and let things maybe find us? Yeah, of course, always nuanced, right? But whatever feels right, listen to it, follow it, and allow it to guide you. Okay, by the end of the week, we have stop, embrace winter, which feels weird, right? Because we're in the dead of summer. Great cosmic womb. So then this again is telling us by the end of the week, which do we have? I think we do have a new moon coming up. Okay, a new moon on July 14th. So by the middle of the week actually, right? And this would be in Cancer. So this again, it's like, what brings you joy? What replenishes you? What nurtures you? What nourishes you? And go for it. I think that's one of the biggest things, though, too, is being able to step out of what we know and just go do something different. I just saw the other day on Substack, my friend was talking about, like, I'm taking myself on a date and I'm going to do something different. And how often do we do that, right? Like, how often? And maybe it's some place that you just haven't been to in a while, but it's like it has to be out of your structured norm, your pattern, and allow yourself to just be. Can you and here's, this is like coming up. Can you find joy in just being, in doing nothing, in allowing, right? In finding peace. Like maybe it is just like sitting somewhere. Like, and where is that your place, right? Like, where is your place where you can go and feel recalibrated? Okay. So by the end of the week, we've also got the new moon coming in, and this is the void. So it's like, again, pause. Let's stop. The great womb, the great cosmic womb. This feels like, again, it's that paradox. It's the darkness, but it's also like, this is the point of creativity. This is the point of being like, what exists here for me? What's possible? And maybe you want to just journal that. Like, what is possible for me right now? What's possible? What is my destiny trying to say? And like, let yourself just start, what do they call that? Automatic writing. maybe you're just writing words. I don't know what I'm writing. I don't know wants to come out. Something's going to come out eventually. I think I just have to gotta trust the process and then just let it happen, right? We in my container that I held, I had a woman kind of panic. We had a writing exercise, and for some reason I just felt like it was necessary to say, this is not about being perfect, right? This is not about having perfection. This is just letting it be whatever it needs to be. Maybe you're just writing shit, 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 shit. And she was like, oh my God, I really needed that. Like, I needed that permission. So this is your permission to have your automatic writing exercise of like, what is possible for me? Without judgment, without the pressure of perfection, right? I give you that permission, and maybe you need to grant yourself that permission. This isn't a freaking article that's being printed in the newspaper. This is scrap paper that I'm writing, or this is my journal. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect. There is this, I think by the end of the week, we might get stuck in the whys. So instead of saying like, what's possible for me, it might be like, why did this happen? Why is it happening this way? And I know for myself, especially around if timing doesn't feel like it's going my way, my health, I can really get wrapped up in the whys. And that's, that is just part of us being human, right? But do we have to stay there? No, right? So it's like, okay, I'm going to have my pity party for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to allow myself to shift gears, right? And change energy. But this is, again, like the why is, how do I want to say this? I feel like this is saying don't get stuck in the why. Like, don't get stuck in the why did this happen? Why did it happen to me? Why me? Why me? Why me? But rather, what's possible? Why me and what's possible for me? Okay. Because we also have, through the expression, right, of the whys is shake it off. Do not let this crap get stuck to you. And again, I think Here's what's really interesting too for me, and maybe you'll identify with my story a little bit. I know we're all so different, but like, I'm a Pisces, I'm a Cancer rising, so I'm a double water sign. I do not love structure. I need to be able to go with the flow. I want kind of like a very broad structure. Like, this is kind of, okay, like my morning routine, but then I could do this, or I could do this, or I could do this, but I don't need a to-do list. Now, a Virgo or something might be very different. Like, they want something where it's like, no, I need a my sister is like that. My sister wants a this. So we're all very different. But I do need some structure. And I think there's a real, like, what I sometimes struggle with is like, okay, how do I balance the being side of myself and the doing side of myself? And then sometimes they get tripped up. And what's really interesting is that when I allow myself to be, I will let go of the things that serve me as well. And I started to see this over the last maybe month and a half, maybe 2 months, where I was like, oh, I don't need to do that, or oh, I don't need to do that. And it's like, no, actually, those things are really important. So the shake it off is like, I literally talk about like literally shaking the energy off. Shaking is such a good energetic like purifier, an auric cleanser, but it's also really good for the nervous system. I mean, it's great for your lymph. It's great for your circulation. It is literally so good for the body, mind, soul. Right? It is a trifecta. But it's also like, don't let that shit bother you. Do not let it get glued to you. I notice there are times where I'm more sensitive, and I will have to tell myself, this is not mine to hold. And I will literally have to say that. Sometimes I have to like brush myself, like, nope, this is not mine to carry. I don't need to be emotionally invested in this. Yes, I can have empathy or compassion for somebody, but I cannot take this on as my own. And I feel like that's kind of what's happening at the end of the month, right? Like, where are we getting strung up, right? Because the void is, again, this whole week is really about slowing down enough, doing things out of our everyday scheduling, right? But also finding the balance between the human doing and the human being, and really being able to find our abundance through joy. And that is such a foreign concept. But where are we getting tripped up in our own stuff, even, right? Like our own whys. Why is this happening? Why? And, you know, the Shake It Off card is also a nervous system card. We also have to regulate ourselves to be able to receive joy, to receive abundance. And I think like we are still so in the pocket of, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, when it would actually serve you much more to go regulate, to go do something for your body. It's really wild because I completely feng shuied my office, and then it was like I was also finishing Kali on my membership, and I feel like I had a whole earthquake in my house. Like it was, I can laugh now, but like it was not laughing. It was like sobbing, crying. Like, what the hell is happening, right? Like, what is happening? But it was something that needed to happen because it kind of had to shake everything up for us to be able to get back on track. Not just me, but like my family. And now I'm feeling this, I chopped my hair. I'm feeling this like fresh energy. It's like, okay, we've arrived. But what's really interesting is like we had to get out of our house. Like we have to like go do things for ourselves, okay? So I hope this week made sense with what was coming through. It feels nuanced, of course, but at the same time, very simple. This is really being. This is really about going and allowing ourselves to find peace and balance and harmony and coherence, and allowing our destiny to find us. And that is going to be through joy and not getting stuck in, when we slow down. The new moons are always really interesting because a new moon is literally the point of creation, right? I mean, look at that card. I fucking love that card. People would see that and be like, that's scary. I don't like that card. But I was born under almost a full new moon. So I like the dark. I like it here, right? And it can be in the subconscious, but like, let's not get stuck there. Let's see what's possible. What is possible for me? Shake it off. If it didn't work, shake it off. Let's not let this stuff settle with us, because that's the other thing with the new paradigm. We are not meant to just carry these energies like we've been carrying. We're meant to like, it's like so quick now. It's like, oh, yeah, no, that didn't work. Okay, cool. And I think we're still learning that balance, right? We're still learning that coherence and that metabolism. Okay, anyway, that was a lot. I hope you have a wonderful week. I don't even know how it's July. Maybe you need a fresh haircut. By the way, I did this myself. I must say, I'm pretty impressed with my ability. I mean, I am a trained hairstylist, but still, cutting 6 inches off your hair is a task. And I will say, I will give credit where credit is due. My kids actually helped me. My one kid held the mirror. My other kid had to cut when I couldn't like get it quite right. So it was great. Anyway, maybe you just need some fresh energy. And it does feel like this week actually is offering that, because we're looking at like slowing down, finding that fresh energy. Okay, I wish you a wonderful week. Happy July 13th through the 19th, and I will see you next week.